episode is brought to you by GameFound. Create a free pledge manager for your project.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello!
And I'm Mike Delisio. Greetings!
Welcome to Crowdsurfing, where we take a look at Kickstarter and GameFound projects of things that you may or may not want to back. We take a look at things that are ending in the next week or so, give or take a day or two, and just tell you kind of our thoughts on them, and for some reason, some people listen to that.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't listen to that.
This is what passes.
They just mute us, and
Right.
it's basically you turning the pages for them in a picture book.
All I'm saying is if
Ooh,
this
that's
is
a
what
good idea.
passes for entertainment, then boy, I tell you what.
All right. Well, first of all, let's start with a contest. So we have a contest. This is from Kaz Games, and the game is Dark Pass. Dark Pass was launched April 13th, which was yesterday, if I'm going by my math correctly. A campaign-style cooperative adventure through the dark and brutal 1854 Paris sewer system.
Oh, I'm in.
I don't care what the date is or what the sewer system is, I'd be afraid. Anyway, Mark did a preview of this, so you can check that out. It's in the show notes. And you can win a copy of this. This is a worldwide copy. We have one prize. All you have to do is email us at contest@dicestar.com. In the subject line, put the word Dark Pass. You can see that right below us. And then answer the question, what weapons does the tailor carry? What do you think he carries? I haven't looked at it.
I would be afraid to. I have what I would think would be.
I have a guess, but I don't want to guess in
Right,
case it's
'cause in case
right.
it's the
It
right
feels
Well,
like
I'm going to guess he has a sewing machine attached to a string, so it's like a flail, and hits people with that.
More interesting question is, what's it smell like down there? Describe that for bonus points. No, don't.
Don't
That's
do
disgusting.
it. No one needs to know that.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to get started with a project on GameFound.
All right.
So first we have here HEXplore, the domain of Mirza Noctis. Now, if I am counting correctly, this is the fourth HEXplore. I just, a few weeks ago, got the third one.
Right. The sands of something or other.
Yes, and I never actually... So I never heard of HEXplore until, you remember last year we had Jeremy come in. We did
Yeah, he talked about it,
He talked
right?
about it. I was like, oh, so I went and bought the first one.
Okay.
And it is it's like a cooperative adventure game. You go around, you fight monsters.
Okay. Right.
And it's not an easy game to get into at all. I had to go watch videos on how to figure it out. There's a lot of dry erase stuff because you have these boards. Let me see if I can find them here. Yeah, so there's a board, Scourge Eater Witch, and on that board you have your stats, and you're going to pick, you also get a race. So like you could be a Ratkin Scourge Eater. So the race will give you your starting stats, which you'll write in those hexes, and then as you level up, you kind of mark.
So you
and
like
get better at 'em.
wet erase, mark some stuff or something like that, level up basically. Okay.
Yes, and then when you fight people, you'll mark that in the hit points. There's a lot of dry erase stuff in this game. The thing I'm surprised about with the 4th edition here is not that there's a brand new campaign, because a campaign is fine.
Sure.
It's just that how many of these combos do you need? Like these are all the combos in this set. If you bought the first 3 sets, you're not. I mean, how many combos are you playing with?
Now,
What kind of question is this, Tom? It's fundraising.
It's a lifestyle.
I need
game,
them all.
You know? Everyone,
Yeah, but it's going to take you so long to play with one.
Right. It's definitely not lacking in content. And they do talk about some things that this one adds, new keywords and things like that, I noticed. So I'm sure they're going to change things up a bit. But I do think it's going to be one of those things where if you're a fan of the core system, maybe this one has a different thematic. This one looks like it has almost a Castlevania.
Sure, right, if you like that.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to back this because I have 2 of them now.
Right.
And when I got the second one, I haven't played yet. And when I was just looking at it over the weekend at home, I opened it up to get it out to play it and everything. I was like, whew, I got to relearn the game because there's a lot going on. But also, I have to learn these new characters, which they were different than the first one.
Correct.
This is doing well, though, right?
It's doing very well.
It's doing very well. Well, yes, it's by the way, man, I love this being able to slide on this thing on the sidebar and GameFound. It's doing well. It's at 258,000, which is not bad for. There's not many miniatures in these games. There's just a couple. Usually one for your party and one for a bad guy. There's a bad guy like running around the map trying to get you. The game is a little random. You'll put hexes out and they have letters on them, so different things will happen per letter, but they could be in different places. It's an interesting game for sure, but it's not your style at all.
No, it looks massive. For me, this makes me think of that, what's that one game that then they reworked and put out again, but it was not much of a reworking?
Runebound?
The one you like a lot. It used to be in your top 10.
Oh, Duel of Ages.
Duel of Ages.
Yeah, it does. It has that vibe, right?
That's true.
It does have that vibe.
And I'm not a big fan of these hexes within hexes thing. I tend to not like games that look like that. It's been the pattern for me.
Mm-hmm. The hex pattern.
All right, Vigilante, which is supposedly about superhumans.
Right.
What is it now, Tom?
Did I say it wrong?
No,
you're
good.
good.
I don't know why he's
Go
picking
ahead.
on you.
Vigilante. No.
Yeah, what are you talking about? That's
It's
what
good.
it's called.
It's good.
Vigilante? Anyway.
Vigilante.
It's Vigilante.
In English. But
Sorry.
You speak so many languages, it's understandable.
This is true. That's.
What are you go for brownie points?
I can't get past. I can't get past it. It's supposed to be. This is they call it a superhero game.
Yes.
What about this dogs playing poker kind of thing? It gives you a superhero vibe.
Look, that guy there can see through the cards. The other fella can toy with your soul while you do so.
Yeah, but that's my problem with this whole campaign.
Yeah.
When you look at the cards and everything, it looks more almost cyberpunk than it does superheroes.
Yeah.
Like I look at all that, I don't, except maybe Captain Judgment, who actually looks. He looks like.
I want that card
looks
just
like
to give it to people. Be like,
You trust me. You want this card? Take it.
He looks like your friend who had a bad episode and is running outside around in the suit.
Right.
But everyone else looks like. I don't know. The whole thing just looks like an old CCG for one.
yes.
Yeah, it also has this thing where apparently you get assigned a role. You're either a hero, you're good, evil, or neutral.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about all. I don't know. This one's not doing it for me personally, but how is it doing?
I liked their story explanation at the top of the world building they did at the top. I was like, okay, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
There, been there, done that, but it's like people develop powers. So, this government agency then starts developing other people's powers to combat that.
Right.
Sure.
Okay.
It just feels generic, and when you're talking about superheroes, because there are so many superhero themes and settings, then generic is a particularly awful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But you're backing it.
How is it doing?
Not particularly well. It's like
Okay.
10,000.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, what's going on here?
I was looking at the
okay.
world's first interactive miniatures because before this, you could not interact with miniatures.
No.
You were not allowed to touch them or even get near them.
Now, yeah, the naming is not great, and when I first started looking through this, I thought this is going to be. This has kind of won me over. I don't think I would back it because I have no use for it. But if I were a role player, I think this is kind of cool. I like the idea of having the hit points on there that you can put in.
Sure, I don't disagree with that. The problem is, as with these miniature things, is does your role-playing game include that miniature? Unless it does, it's not worth it.
That is an issue. Now, it would be nice.
They look cool.
They do. Now, can the stand go on a standard base? Like, are there standard sizes for these with standard bases?
I'm guessing so.
Because
Otherwise,
if that's
it'd
the
be
case,
worthless.
then it wouldn't matter, right? You can use your own minis. My issue with this is the price. I think it's $250
I'm out.
for the full set.
Out.
I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was, and that's pretty steep.
Now, I did find it interesting. The miniatures don't look bad at all.
Right.
And they're sun dropping them, which is
Right.
apparently something they've licensed from Awakened Realms.
I
So
think
What does that mean?
it's a wash, and it's slick. Have you ever seen like the Tainted Grail or Aetherfields minis or
Okay,
Lords
right,
of Hellas?
yeah, right.
It's a particular wash that they do, and it's really good.
Okay.
It's so good that if you put the sun drop next to the non one, it's a
Yeah.
huge upgrade, and all it is one color, right?
Right.
I don't even want to paint my Awakened Realms stuff.
I saw his Tainted Grail minis with the sun drop, and I
he
threw
wept.
mine away. I don't have minis for my game now.
That's interesting. So could I use that technique on other things and sun drop them or whatever?
I mean,
If you pay
if
Awakened
you pay
Realms.
Awaken them to do now, I mean,
They
again,
don't sell their paint. That paint.
I don't think they do. No, it's a particular
Can I
wash.
scrape it off of other minis and put it on it?
Correct. I think it's done with Sharpies. I don't know. It's a whole.
Here's my other thing, though. So I went and looked at the company here,
Right.
GameStart. They made that table that we all slightly made fun of.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
But that is their shtick, though. They make
yeah.
stuff, modular tiles, a fantasy world creator. They're like people who make stuff
Fantasy
for
football.
role-playing games.
Yeah, no.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. This looks
I don't think
I
this
don't
is a
care
bad-looking
for it at
project,
all,
yeah.
but it looks interesting enough.
It does. What about Boogeyman, the board
Boogeyman.
game?
This video was terrifying. Did you watch it all the
Yes.
way through? I was like, they kept doubling down.
I had to watch it in 4 different increments because I was scared every time.
They kept really like, they went from like kind of spooky, silly, and then eventually they added really terrifying sound.
Right.
Then they added jump scares to the video.
Correct.
And then finally just, I mean, I couldn't hold my, well, let's just say it got terrible.
It got a little bad.
Let me ask this though. I'm trying to figure out. So kids are the main features of this
Sure.
game. Can kids play this game?
I don't think so.
I don't get that impression. This seems like more of a. I mean, maybe teenagers or.
The artwork just seems like it's made. By the way, glow in the dark box. I want that
I don't, Tom. I think that's
that
because I want to be able to turn off the lights in my game collection and see one box glowing
It's
over
like
there.
completely covered in that glow-in-the-dark stuff, too.
It's only gonna last for like 2 minutes, though. You know it's
I
gonna
know
fade
you
really
remember this
quickly.
game because you liked it, and I thought it was cool too. That faceless game. They did something like this where they did 3D component, or not 3D, glow-in-the-dark components, and this gives me a similar vibe to that.
I actually thought this was the same company.
Doesn't it look like that?
Wait a minute, this guy's born. This guy's born the exact same day I am.
The exact same day?
September 8, 1976. That's my birthday.
It was in the same hospital.
But maybe you have the same Social Security. What's
Because
your
that
Social
begs a
Security
lot of
number? Go ahead,
questions.
say it. Say what it is. Go ahead.
Credit
What's
card?
wrong with you telling people when you were born?
Start with the 3 numbers in the back.
That's
of your
not like
card.
that big of a secret. The birth date.
All right.
That's
So,
kind of cool. You have to back it.
That is
up.
weird that he put that in his.
It is odd,
Put
right?
that in his
He knew-
bio.
he looked up
Maybe he
Tom's.
knew
He
you.
looked
Maybe
up
if I
Tom's.
look at it on my own, it
Right.
says my birthday.
That's exactly what it is.
He's the boogeyman.
All right.
Okay, let's talk about the game. I like the art a lot.
So this is
I like it okay.
This is the same guy that did Last Friday, which
I could see that. Okay.
know,
Oh, the same
alright.
designer?
I believe so.
Uh,
Double check. I think it says it further down in the. I'm pretty sure
Well,
it
there's
is.
2 created things. Look at what they are.
No, it's not this. I
No, it's
already
not
looked
that.
at
But
that.
if you keep scrolling down, I think it'll tell you that it's from the designer of Last Friday, and at least one other game. My issue is something that we've talked about in the past is that it's got all of these different game modes. You can play a cooperative.
Yes,
That,
yes.
that worries me a little bit.
I agree 100%. Pick one thing, stick with it.
yeah,
There is a big difference, though, between the pictures, I think, and the minis.
sure.
The minis look horrifying. The pictures are, except for the bad guys, they
kinda
look pretty cute.
cartoony, yeah,
but
yeah.
here, even the kids, I would.
They look creepy.
I'd be hitting
They need
them
to
with
get
a bat,
sun
too.
dropped.
That's right. They need to sun drop the Boogeyman.
Because I'm the boogeyman.
Exclusive
Sun
expansion.
drop. Sun drop.
I'm gonna try this one.
You think?
I'm gonna play it.
Ooh.
I think it looks
I would
good.
play this too. This looks kind of neat.
I want
And
those
it-
pre-painted minis. though.
here's the thing about it. It looks kind of hokey and it
Yeah.
looks filled with rough edges, right?
Yeah.
But I also think there's a certain charm to that.
I
At
agree.
the end of the day, there's something about that that makes it feel like some guy just took an axe to this thing and this is what came out.
Right.
Is it perfect? No. But can you appreciate that thing? Might you even love it?
Yeah.
I think so.
I also like the fact that, it's a horror-themed game that is kind of putting its own little twist on it. A lot of times horror games just go for like the,
Cthulhu.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Zombies
This
or
is a-
gross.
Yes.
That's what I liked about the face. Well, that and the magnets. What I liked about the faceless. This again, it gives me a similar vibe to that. So
Yeah, this feels like the same
it
universe.
really
actually.
does. Yeah.
Cool.
So
All right.
it's in there somewhere. Trust me, the Last Friday.
1815 Scum of the Earth, the Battle of Waterloo card game. This is doing really well.
It's because it's part of a
Really well.
series. He's done a number of these. Matter of fact, we had a couple. I think we had one come through. Maybe Liz has it. I don't know.
1774,
yeah,
filth in the sky.
Filth in the Sky, right?
Not even. There's not even airplanes. What are you talking about? They're just throwing filth.
Yeah, I don't have to describe it to you, but if you think about it, you'll understand what the
Oh my word!
That's correct.
you
I-
zoomed in on it by mistake. I think.
Did I? You're
Yes,
right.
you did.
Okay. Well, let's zoom in. Let's look
Yeah,
at these
why not?
cards. I like these cards. I think it's a good layout for a war game.
Looks good.
It has the stats right there on the side.
Also, it plays, from what I understand, it plays very quickly, like 45 minutes. I get this is very well regarded by people that like it. It's big
You're
in the
saying
solo
one of these came
community.
through our studio?
Tom, I'm telling you, I think both of them did, and I thought
We must have sent them to someone else,
We-
but
I-
I feel
don't
like
know,
I
I
might have
haven't seen
tried this. How long was the rule book?
I don't remember.
30 to 40 minute
That's
game?
what I'm saying.
All right, well, this one comes through. The buck stops here. I'll play it.
All right, well, there you go.
It looks good.
Color shift dice trays. These are doing really well.
They are, and I'm a little surprised by that.
Yeah, because
These are good though. The color shift part is what I'm surprised that just the color shift thing is doing so well.
Yeah.
The Easy Roller Dice Company trays.
Oh, are
I
they
have
good?
one. They are good.
Oh, that means something then.
Look,
They are good.
the
They're
simple
very
fact
good.
is this: a tray is better than a dice tower. Just this.
So, are you going to save the rebranding announcement for later?
Welcome
or?
to the dice tray. No, I like dice towers, but they're cooler than they are functional.
That's true.
A tray is super handy to have.
It is.
I don't know if I love this color stuff though. It's
I think it's a
okay.
little
it looks
too
like
much
it looks
for
almost
me.
like a background that you would find when you're going through paint. Like, oh, here's the background.
I agree. I'm not a huge fan of it. The covers I think are neat.
Yeah.
The tops, though I don't have a top on mine. I'm not sure I get why you want one, but the one I have does not have those two layers. And this one has kind of like a ring around the outside
like a
to
moat.
keep.
It's a dice
It's a
moat.
moat to keep the dice in
Yeah.
there, and then you pick them from in there and
Right.
roll them in the center.
Right.
That's neat.
That's a neat idea.
Oh, that it. I didn't realize that's what that's for.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
they
if you
show you
scroll down,
pictures
they'll
of
show
it
you-
later on.
Oh, I thought it was like a double protection. Like,
No, see that?
It's cool, right?
Yeah, that's a
I
neat
do
idea.
like that.
And that's why you'd want the top, I think, Z's, because then that's
You can
like
keep them in
yeah.
there. Okay, I see. I like their brand. I think
And
they
also,
make good stuff.
It's nice that if you want to buy multiples, it's a bit
$34
cheaper.
ain't bad for one of these though.
Yeah. Or you can buy 7 to 9 of them for $30.
$210.
Telling you, saving some
Saving
cash.
money. All right.
If you buy enough, they're free.
Foundation 10th anniversary.
I don't think that's how it works.
I don't think so.
I'm confused why this foundation is trademarked. It's like, really?
You keep saying it, Tom. You're going to have a lawyer contacting you here before
be
too long.
careful.
It's trademarked.
I'll sit with Isaac Asimov here.
Isaac Asimov's about to be like, listen.
That's just a weird thing to.
It is odd, yeah.
Honestly, the fact that that trademark is there in the name makes me think this person's not part of the board game world.
They've been doing it for a long time, though, Tom. I mean,
I think, no, that's not quite what that means. That means this game's old, not
Right,
that they've been
right,
doing
right.
it for a long time.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
bringing back a game that's 10 years old.
oh, you think? You don't think this is, so you think this is not necessarily this person's, because I thought the impression was that this person has been making handmade wooden games that have been, like, I think he debuts them at the UK Gaming Expo. At least that's what it was
Right,
sounding
or
like.
this one did
Yeah.
that 10 years ago or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he's
Yeah,
continued
it's like, oh,
to do
look,
that.
it's a
though, is what I'm
polyomino
saying.
game. We already have a lot of them. This one is making 10,000, so we're talking about it. But I wouldn't pick this over another one. It's wood, but it doesn't particularly look beautiful. It looks homemade.
Well, you're looking at the cheapest one. There is a veneered walnut that looks a little bit nicer, and it costs a little bit more.
Where is veneered walnut?
Keep going.
There's ash.
That's the ash. That's the inexpensive one. right?
Okay.
Keep going.
That one looks computer generated.
There's coupon codes? What?
I don't know what's going on. I know there was a veneered walnut. I wouldn't be just making that up.
Well, I wouldn't put
I don't
past you.
I don't joke about veneered walnut.
What?
I don't know what's
You
going on.
imagined a better version of this.
Wait a minute,
somehow.
wait a
I'm
minute.
telling you.
There was a bunch of blank stuff.
Yes, I'm telling
I got
you.
that at the bottom. There's a contest.
Oh.
By reading to this point, you've completed part 1 of the competition. Yes.
Oh.
Now we
Wow.
can email him to enter the second part. I wonder what part 3 is about.
You
If
must not draw attention to the competition on this or any of my commands.
Whoops. Oh, let's move on.
Time for that lawyer to call.
Go to the next one. So, Connect the Bay. So this, I can't remember. Do you remember I had a Japanese, no, it was a Chinese, I'm sorry, Chinese economic game that had a board that looked very similar to this.
Electioneering?
Yes, electioneering.
Yeah,
The board looked really close to this.
Yeah, you're right.
It
And I
did.
thought, is this another version? But it's not. It's a different game. I don't dislike that look, though.
It's a cool look.
I don't either, and I think it's a neat idea. I guess this is not somebody who is a big board game designer. This is somebody that
No,
is.
it's made by some organization.
Well, they are
Right.
saying the person working with them is someone in the board gaming industry.
Yeah.
They treat that person as though they are a big person in board
Right.
gaming. They might be. I don't know who they are, but they might be. But yeah, it's in partnership with the San Francisco Bay Area and their push towards seamless transportation.
Which is a neat idea.
Public transportation.
Yeah, because I've ridden BART trains in Northern California for a while, and I think the kind of what they're pushing for is to have a more affordable, more accessible for people. And so it's a neat idea.
Right,
Hopefully the game
unified
is
system
good.
that lets you
Yeah.
transfer from one thing to another one.
Right,
yes.
right.
Alfred Twu.
Okay.
Because it says renowned game designer and artist Alfred Twu.
Yeah. Now again, just like you said, just because we're
It
not
might be a
familiar,
renowned artist also, you know what I mean?
Well, let's see
maybe
what
they
they've
have a
done
bunch
here
of
on
games
Board
and I
Game
don't
Geek.
know.
U.S.
U.S.
High
High-Speed Rail.
I wonder if it's an implementation of that game.
California Water Crisis, Geoengineering.
Okay.
So they work a lot with this kind of project.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
That's interesting.
It is.
All right.
Well, there you go.
Tera Dice. Do you want these?
Too bad. You're out of luck.
Yeah, that's
They are all sold.
Well,
they were all sold when we looked. They're gone.
They are all gone.
There's 350 backers, so I guess you could subscribe to this and watch, because if there's one time you want to get into this, it's the 48 hours.
Right.
Because that's when people get their thing and they're like,
Nah, I don't want it.
how much is it though? Because
It's not that bad. It's like, what, $48 or
43 bucks.
43?
I doubt many of these people are going to back out. And why? Because these look really cool.
It's pretty neat.
They're so impractical.
Yes.
They're
Remarkable.
so impractical.
Yes.
Like, I
looks
just rolled
great.
it. What did I get?
Some are easier to read than others.
Yes.
But yes, they're not the
My
most
question is
practical
on
dice.
these up here, where's the port you're looking at?
It's like a 100-sided die. You just have to kind of gauge it.
You
It's
just choose
20. That
one?
one's 20. No, you know which one it is. It's the one resting on the ground.
Is that what it is? It's the one resting on the
Oh,
ground?
yeah, sure.
So like that D12, the flower's 5 and a petal's 2, so that's
Yes.
a 12 there.
Yeah.
That's 6. That's too hard to read quickly, but man, these are gorgeous.
They
They
are
won't
neat.
be quick, right? That's the thing. But
I
they
look
are
like a
What about that?
D2.
What about that D2, baby? D2.
The D2 should be easy to read. Yeah.
Yes, that was the one I can read.
You ever have someone flip a coin for heads or
That's
tails?
gotta-
It's not a normal coin that you argue over what was heads and what
Which
was
one
tails.
was tails?
I like that D4 though, the spinning top. That's pretty cool.
That's not bad, but they still did not solve the problem about stepping on it in a bare foot. In fact, they doubled down on that part.
I really like this.
What you call
I
a
think
problem, I
it's
call a
beautiful.
challenge. It is.
Like this, you stack them all up, you set that somewhere. Yes, it's dice and that's cute and sort of, look at this thing. But as an adornment,
I would have backed this.
they are gorgeous.
They are neat.
I would have backed this, but as you
Look
said,
at
it's sold
that
out.
thing. That is pretty, man.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's
Zinc
cool.
alloy.
Maybe though they'll make more. I'm curious why.
I know. We were talking about. I wonder why
They
there's
might
that.
just not have the bandwidth to
Right.
make more.
Right. To get it
In
in
a
a
timely
reasonable amount of
manner,
time. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, folks, we still got more to talk about, but we're going to jump over to Mark Streed, and then we'll be right back.
This week's Spotlight is brought to you by Top Hat Games. Welcome to Rome and the Arena. Arena Colossi takes you back to ancient Rome at the center of the grandiose Colosseum Arena. Surrounded by an enthusiastic audience who encourage you, incite you, support you, or condemn you. Whether you are an inexperienced youth, condemned criminals, or free men of the great empire, you have chosen and sworn to be gladiators, professionals of the fight, prepared to fight, determined to defeat your opponent. Honor yourself, your Lannister, and your Ludus. Win the fight, earn fame, and earn respect. For more information, please go check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter. Hey folks, welcome back to our Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and today we're going to be visiting a far-off planet, trying to find survivors. And we're going to be controlling robots, increasing their abilities, finding special items. Also, we're going to be visiting Paris in the 1800s, diving below the streets into chambers where creatures may hide. All right, let's get to it. And first up, we have Dark Pass. This is where you're visiting Paris in the 1800s. You're diving below the streets into the sewer system, into chambers, trying to outwit the creatures that lie within. Also, solve the puzzles to allow you to escape that chamber into the next before all your air runs out. Now, there's a solo experience here, and this is a fully cooperative game, a really unique dungeon crawl. Then that brings us to transmissions. This is where you're controlling a bunch of friendly little robots in a rondelle-style board, picking up resources, engrams, and electricity to spend on items and ideas to enhance your robot. You're also building out a pipeway to get points at the end of the game, and it's all about having the most victory points. And then we have the Shadow Planet. This is a bit of a horror-esque game. Team of astronauts trying to save some survivors on a distant world, but things are not what they seem. One of you might be an alien trying to inhabit one of the astronauts and escape the planet. and wreak havoc across the galaxy. Or you could play as a guardian, trying to shut down the whole operation, keep everyone on the planet, and basically strand everyone there to save the galaxy. But you're doing all kinds of deck building in this game where everyone has the opportunity to control any number of characters. Now, the thing is that you're all going to be contributing to these decks, but you might be trying to bolster those decks or weaken those decks. And then whatever character you use the least is the one you're going to end up with at the end. All right, so for my pick of the week, all 3 of these games held my attention big time. I had a ton of fun with all 3 of them. And if it was solely based on artwork, Transmissions would win hands down. Beautiful game, family friendly, lots of fun. But Dark Pass here is a unique theme with this kind of dungeon crawl experience, but a little bit of an escape room feel for sure. But in the end, I have to give it up to the Shadow Planet because of the intrigue in this one and the unique way you're doing deck building. Tons of fun and how you manipulate those decks to hopefully team up as an astronaut or take over the group as an alien or to be a guardian, which was my favorite role to play for sure. So it has this really awesome kind of 50s comic book style feel to it, and I just had a ton of fun. Definitely worth checking out. Actually, all 3 of these games, you've got to go check them out. All right, folks, in the end, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please go check out our full previews and see if they might be a good fit. Now, if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
And that's the last we'll see of Mark.
Close Encounters with Mark Streed.
All right, let's jump into one of the biggest, if not the biggest project of the week, and that is Mythic Battles Ragnarok.
Definitely the most realistic voiceover.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was very on point.
It was good.
Mythic Battles Ragnarok, which I was super confused when I thought Mythic Battles was made by Mythic. It's not. It's made by Monolith.
Right.
Very different company. It's confusing.
It is a little
Monolith.
confusing.
What else did they do? They did
Batman.
Yes.
Nah.
They did the Batman.
They did all. They did Conan, Batman. This big Monolith system, which never took off. Remember we talked about that?
It got canceled.
Right.
But they did this one right here. I've heard that claustrophobia one. I've heard that's good stuff.
Have you?
It's amazing.
Well, what they are known for certain is their miniatures.
Yes.
And this is an expansion of Mythic Battles. Mythic Battles was based in Greece, mostly.
Yeah.
On Grecian monsters. And now, hey, let's go get the Blood Rage monsters
Let's
in here.
make it happen, Captain. Yeah.
So this is essentially a miniatures game. It's a lighter miniatures game from what I understand. It's one that I have been wanting to play. It's on my Catch-a-Palooza list. I've been wanting to play it because I've always wanted to take monsters and have them fight other monsters. That sounds fun.
Do we have the first one?
No.
We do not. No. And
it looks cool. I love the way this sounded, the way it looks, definitely. Right. And I like the Ragnarok setting.
I'm assuming they're compatible.
I believe they are, yeah. I have friends that are not into this type of game, and Pantheon was the game that got them. They're like, I never was interested in this type of game. Someone talked me into playing it, and I loved it. So I need to try it because I've heard so many good things about Pantheon.
Now, I will say that for me, and this is me personally, I'm more interested in playing the Greek monsters than the Norse monsters. I think they just they're more interesting to me.
I think they both look great.
They're both cool, but I like the Minotaur and the Medusas and that sort of thing.
Yeah. I'd be happy to play either. And this also has like terrain. I think that's cool, and and it's supposed to be very good quality miniatures.
Yeah, back in the day, remember Sam and Vernon used to play this all the time. They get together and they would play it. So
that looks neat. I like the way all of this looks. Actually, I think this is a very well put together page with a lot of interesting looking stuff all over it.
I will say this: one thing I've heard about it, and this I think would apply for either one, is that it's a significant amount of setup, and so the games don't take that long. I've heard that sometimes the setup can take almost as long as the game, so you probably want to play multiple, sessions of it.
Right.
I've also, the original rules weren't on point, which I believe because of Batman.
Right. Oh boy, yeah.
But I don't think they could be as bad as Batman. Man, there's a lot of miniatures. You could just spend time scrolling and looking at miniatures.
That huge, look at that right there. That
wow,
yeah,
that's beautiful.
Is incredible.
Yeah, incredible, except you know that stag can't lift his head up.
He doesn't have to. It's
doesn't
plastic.
have to. Do you see that?
I'm so confused.
I don't think Tom understands how physics works.
Look at that moo cow.
That's impressive.
Yeah, like the guy there.
I love it. Ooh.
Ooh, a Titan-sized miniature.
My goodness, look at that detail.
Wow.
The
Cert.
tooling on that must have been insane.
Yes.
Okay, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm getting this just so I can use the minis in my Ticket to Ride.
Need hog.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna. It's not gonna be. Oh,
Here we go,
Here's
more
another
minis.
one that's almost as big. Here's the weird thing about this one is I haven't played this at all. This whole Lasting Tales. I was looking at these guys' projects. I haven't. No, not Lasting.
This is Blacklist, dude. This is.
No, but they've done other ones. I haven't played their other games.
You mean Lasting Tales there
sorry.
are other Lasting Tale games?
Yeah, let me apologize. Let me show you. I looked at their
was gonna say, I'm
created
confused.
games here. I haven't played this Dire Alliance and the.
That's because I don't think the Dire Alliance has. I'm not sure it's fulfilled yet. Or maybe it
Oh,
just has.
okay. That's what I'm saying. I didn't,
Right.
The last we played Hour of Need, we did it as a Kickstarter preview.
Yes.
And Alter Quest was just. So they're like 4 Kickstarters behind?
I don't. Well, no. I think Alter Quest fulfilled recently. Hour
Yeah,
of Need
so
is soon.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, the minis I think have already. Those minis have already fulfilled.
okay.
Yeah.
Now this is not Sadler Brothers though, right?
No, they're the development team. They've developed it, but I think that this Paul Latham designed it. And from what I understand, it's mostly the book, right? Like you can use the miniatures that come with this, or you can use your own. You can use the the pieces, the terrain that comes with this, or you can use your own type.
Yeah, because this is a proper miniatures game.
Yes, like you supply your own.
It's not a board game. It's
No.
really a miniatures game.
Yeah, you know what? I just actually see the Mythic Battles one. I'm more interested in because it's still a miniatures game,
right.
but there's spaces on the board
Yeah,
that they move.
it's not what I would traditionally anyway call a miniatures game. It's a
Right.
board game and there are minis in it, but
Right.
this is a miniatures game.
Correct.
Like
Yeah,
free-form
I guess
terrain.
I'm less interested in this
Right.
then. But I mean, it still looks cool.
What about that bear though?
5 bears.
5
Not
bears.
1 bear.
I'll tell you this.
5.
The bear.
We've seen that one thing you'll say is you're not going to get shorted on content. You're going to get tons and tons.
5 panthers. Man, I
stuff.
like these 5 animal
Yeah.
girl villager. That seems.
Male
Boy
gnome
villager.
paladin.
I like the halfling monk. She
I
looks
think it's
cool.
funny how they're like, 5
Cook.
bears,
I want that
5
cook.
this, and then like eventually it's like small boy. It's like, okay, that one seems less exciting.
Wow, they're really stretch goaling this thing out, man.
I'm most excited
Oh
about
my
the cook.
word. They're not doing their stretch goals far apart either.
5 cats.
Why would anyone want 5 cats?
You
I
have
want
that
5
stretch
cats.
goal already,
I have
Mike,
it at
don't
home.
you?
I've got
Almost,
that one at
yeah.
home right now.
5 dogs.
Wanna know
I
why?
don't appreciate that the dogs were a higher stretch goal. That's ridiculous. But that owl bear, now you're
Ooh,
talking.
I want an owl bear.
Yeah.
Like as a pet?
Lizard folk.
No.
Lizard folk shaman, Tom.
I still think owl bear was.
Ooh, a Yeti.
Ooh, let's go. Yeti, that's
I want
all
the
I
skunk
want.
ape. Where's the skunk ape? Crocodile. Look at that.
It's becoming more and more Florida. Yep, lesser demons.
Where
Yep.
are the
Ogre zombie.
deep acolytes?
This is a ton of stuff.
See what I'm saying?
They are really
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
ahead here on this the curve.
Yep.
Can't get the gin
Almost
yet.
getting ready to unlock that gin.
All right.
That's
Neat.
amazing.
There
All
it is.
right.
This one really surprised me. Not that this game's getting a second edition.
Yeah.
But that it has this many backers for that much money. This is not a small. This is one of the few humongous games I've played.
So here's why I think.
Because of PAX Premiere.
Because of Cole Worley right now is like,
Oh,
if you look at
good
the
point.
hotness on BGG, I want to say that he had 3 of the top 5 hotness games up there.
What?
Root is extremely popular.
Okay.
PAX Premier 2nd Edition
Okay.
is extremely popular. Even now, there's more interest in the 1st edition of John Company because of this. So, look, he's creating this kind of niche of games. His games don't feel like any other games out there.
That's true.
Oath is getting ready to it's already actually fulfilled in parts of the world. It's getting ready to fulfill here.
Wow.
He's to me one of the hottest designers around right now. I absolutely adore Root and PAX Premier 2nd Edition.
That must have been Liz.
That was probably Liz, yeah. Because I haven't played First John Company.
Here, I played it. I was taught by someone who knew the game inside and out. I liked it because it has one of those, I don't remember exactly what the rule was, but one of those rules where you can go for like a side victory type thing.
His
I
game
like
all
that
the
sort of
time.
thing.
Okay.
And the only reason I would not play it is because it was really long.
Yeah.
It was not a short game.
That's probably the case. A lot of those, yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of his games. But they have apparently made quite a few changes with this game and kind of smoothed out some of the rough edges that
They
people
certainly made
had.
it look nicer. These guys, their second editions are really good.
Well,
I don't think I've ever played a game from this designer, actually.
I will say this is only, from what I understand, this is only the second game, because this is from his company. This is Whirligig, which
He did PAX Premiere, right?
Right, that's the first one he did with this company. I think him and his brother do it. And that second
Well, it says
edition.
3 created.
Oh, let's see what the third one is. That second edition of PAX. No, I don't know what it would be. The second edition of PAX
Oh,
Premiere.
the first, well, the second
PAX
edition.
Premiere 2, 3,
Right.
and now John
Right.
Company, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is on our Catch-a-Pooza, right? You're going to teach us
I'll
this one.
teach you, and I'm
PAX Premiere,
I'm
not
dreading
John
it because it's
Company.
not easy to teach, but man, it's gorgeous.
All right. Okay. All right.
All right, I seriously put this one on because I read the title and I was like, that's going on. I just thought that was it. Like, I thought that was an interesting.
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
It's
A soldier and a loved one write letters to each other during the First World War.
Yes.
Will the relationship survive the war? This was also a skit in Saturday Night Live this past week.
Did not see that.
This board game?
No, that scenario.
Really?
Z and I were discussing this a little bit a few moments before.
Yeah, it
we
seemed very
started.
strange because at first I did not read the title. I just saw the I didn't read the description. So I
Yeah.
saw the title. I saw the imagery, and I thought, okay, this is a war game. Mm-hmm. But then as I scrolled, I'm like, wait, this is not a war game. This is the very opposite of that. A very
Yes.
free-form letter writing.
It's a role-playing game.
kind
it
of
really
a weird
is.
role-playing
Yeah.
game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a weird role-playing game.
And what you get is, well, just the rules.
I believe that's the case. Yeah, I think you supply your own deck of cards, your own writing supplies. And I guess the idea is that you draw 5 cards, and those represent 5 seasons of the war. One person plays the role of a soldier on the front line. The other person is to whoever they're writing to back home. Could be a mother or a wife or a child. And depending on what card you draw, I think that matches up with some matrix maybe, and it tells you what the theme of that letter is supposed to be. So it might be about expressing love, or maybe expressing fear or anxiety or whatever. And you have a 5-minute timed round where each side is simultaneously writing letters to each other.
Very strange.
Yeah, it's very niche, right? I mean,
It's very different, but
yeah.
I think it was worth talking about at least.
it is. Yeah. I could see
Is it
somebody
fun
being
game?
like, "Oh, that's neat."
Yeah, but it's not. He wasn't looking for a lot. He just wanted $1,300.
Okay.
So he double funded. Mm-hmm. All right. And here we go.
There you go.
Magna Roma. Build the greatest Roman city and bring glory to Rome. And it's innovative top.
I wish they had left innovative off, because that's my biggest pull away from this. And again, I haven't read the rules. I've just looked at the page, but this looks like tile placement in a theme that has been way overdone to me.
Yeah, so
So you're saying it's not innovative?
I want
It
to look
may
and
be,
see
it
what else
doesn't
this
feel
company has done.
Okay.
All right, they did Warlords and Galactic Warlords, which I think Sam reviewed. And then I don't think did we ever get these two, these small
don't
samurai
believe
empires,
so.
small
I think
railroad
I've seen
empires?
that.
No.
Right, so that's the problem. I don't have anything else to go on
Right,
on
right.
the company at least.
It
I
doesn't
don't
look
dislike
bad.
it.
No, it doesn't look bad.
The monuments look cool, but you're right. This Roman city thing is really
it just-
done right now.
it-
Although I do like the Kickstarter page. I think this part looks good.
I think the whole
Sure,
project looks good. I don't even think that the game itself looks bad. I don't mind the art. I don't love the cover, but I don't mind the art. I don't dislike the idea. You don't really like those city building games like that. Is that right?
I do not.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So this doesn't appeal to you
This
much.
is disgusting. No, I just know it's not that it doesn't appeal to me. It's
Well,
that you're
really
right. It
appeals to
feels
me.
like, okay, I played this already when it was about Warsaw. I'm
Right.
good. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Or when it was called Quadropolis. Yeah.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
Whatever. I only like a few city building games.
I could
It's
watch
one of those
tiles
genres
falling
that for
better.
me, I don't need that many.
Right.
Like you make a co-op game, I'm in. I own 80. I want another one.
Right.
City building games, I have
Yeah.
3. I'm good. But, you
And
know.
that color matching bonus reminds me of Dominations a little bit.
I was thinking more of like
Or Nova
Castle of the
Luna,
Mad
or-
King Ludwig and things like
there's
that.
a lot of those games too, or tile placement and you match the little things, right?
Yeah.
Even that old game Viceroy did the similar thing.
Let's jump now to something that Z does know about, and that's AuZtralia, the Big Box, and Revenge of the Old Ones, and Tasmania.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
Yeah, this is a great game. I'm glad that they are adding extra content, though the original game had quite a bit of
It did.
content.
It did.
You could play a 2-player mode. You could play this cooperative mode, which worked.
Yep. You play it solo.
You play solo, certainly, and now they've got all of this extra, maps and extra abilities and all this craziness. Yep. I'm glad this game did not get lost in the shuffle, because it had 99 out of 100 chances to completely get overlooked.
Yep.
So I'm happy to see more there, and more, for the folks who like it. I do like it.
And what they've added seems really cool. I like that one of the boards is better for smaller player counts. That's cool. I like that you've got now, or you can randomize terrain. I think that's cool. That adds a lot to the replayability of the game. So I think you got one versus all mode now. So.
Alrighty, well, before we jump to our things, we're going to put up, I'm going to send you a link, folks, where you can vote on your
pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it went in there. Has 6 million comments.
Got to catch up to all those comments. Look at that. Our live chat is the best in the biz.
I've never seen such fast live chat
in the biz.
Oh, my word. All right, anyway, I think...
I see a bunch of hearts. Is that
type
one in
it
the
again
chat?
in case we missed it. There we go.
There it is.
All right. So vote on your favorite. But while we're waiting for that, let's take a look at some non-board games. First, we have Little Prince playing cards. This is not technically a board gaming project.
Right.
I love the Little Prince theme. I don't know why so much. It's a nice theme.
It is. It's pleasant, right?
I don't know that I would want playing cards based on it, but this was the biggest playing card project this week. So
it's very pretty. It's very pretty.
Why would you not be interested? I'm curious. I mean, I think it's very nice looking.
Mostly because I would only want like a total of 10 playing card decks. It sounds weird, right?
Yeah, no.
But I would only want them, like you just gave me the Marvel. That fits in what I would want.
Right.
So I would be really picky over them. No, I like the art a lot, actually. But this is their first creator. Did they say if they were using
a particular
printing
maker?
with? I don't know who they're printing with. They might say it.
I wish they would show the art closer up. It's almost like they were trying to not show it.
It looks very well done, though. I'm not worried about it. This is there. It is.
Yeah.
It's really nicely done. I like the way they're laid out. The cards. I think it's well handled. I like her style. It's good. It's good. If I cared more about this theme or this intellectual property, I guess, then perhaps I would get it.
Would you get a deck of Tintin cards, Tom?
Yeah, maybe.
Good stuff, man. Or maybe just. 3D rendered Tom Hanks. I would get that.
All right before we...
Tintin should be in a tin.
Right before we went live here, this project was canceled or suspended. I don't know why.
It was up yesterday.
Maybe because it would kill you. This is...
Look.
No.
So last week we talked about a self-heating cup that I felt like probably weighed 10 pounds picking it up. This one is the opposite. This one uses a USB to heat up. And also it collapses. This reminds me of, I don't know about you all, but I've been getting a lot of ads recently about these stools that collapse and that you can open them up and sit them in spots.
Oh, I've seen that. Yes,
and I'm thinking how many times I would need to carry a stool with me anyway. This is that same kind of material, though. It looks like it collapses.
The other thing here is that and this may not be a big issue, but okay, so the idea is you've had your lovely beverage, right? You've drunk your beverage.
Yes, I did.
Now you want to collapse it right away.
Yes.
But you've got residue. Now you've got collapsed residue. They're going to get stuck in all the
I
little,
agree.
You know
there
what
was
I mean?
probably
The nooks and the crannies.
The nooks and
this
the
sounds
crannies.
this sounds like a problem. I get that we're trying to recycle. That's fine.
No, that's good.
The collapsible part is what concerns me. Also, I don't know that I need. Again, why do you need to heat? How long are you nursing that drink?
Just saying, Tom.
Is there soup in there? I'm really confused as what I'm looking at.
It looks a little bit like cup of noodles in there.
And the residue from soup is worse.
Much worse. Yes.
All right. Well, this is what I want to talk about. The soap bottle.
I got issues.
Now, okay.
Okay, so what is this? First of all, let's start
it's
there.
It's doing really well, 104 grand.
104,000. Well, that's because it's basically a shampoo bottle or some other
soap bottle.
Well, okay, shampoo, soap, whatever. You can put whatever you want in it.
Oh, we need to take a momentary pause. Have you been using shampoo and soap interchangeably?
They're not that different,
What do you brush your teeth with?
Shampoo? Come on now.
Oof.
You're fine. You're fine. That's
Gee, your teeth smell terrific.
No, but what I mean is, okay, so liquid soap inside a container that then turns into a bar of soap.
No, it doesn't turn into
no,
it.
no,
It is a bar of soap. It doesn't transform magically into a bar.
Yeah. I think we all know what I'm saying here.
All right. Now it's interesting because here it says step 1, open the bottle by
You
cutting.
got to cut it open.
But up in the
By the way,
top
you guys
there.
get on my case for cutting towards myself with the
that's-
package.
that's definitely-
That's a really bad.
That's a bad
Oh,
idea.
that's fine.
They also
Okay,
show that
that's
you
how
use
you
the
do
little
that.
clip to do it. That's to me more exciting.
That's also how you cut vegetables is like
right.
that.
Correct.
Right towards your thumb.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
You know how to control a knife.
My biggest
yes.
issue with this.
How do you cut vegetables?
On a cutting board, you moron? What are you
You
talking
never
about?
like peel a potato towards your finger?
Well, first of all, when I peel a potato, I use the potato peeler. You ain't
Well,
gonna cut
then
yourself with that.
get good. Okay. Anyway, they have a little metal thing like Mike
Yeah.
was saying, where you open it with it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you open
neat.
it with it. That's clever.
That's
I-
better, yes.
Cuts a little, the nib there.
My main idea with this is that this is obviously going to be stored within your shower/bath area, which is by nature going to be water filled. There's water everywhere, right? Your packaging is made of soap.
So you're thinking it's going to decay before it's ready to decay?
Right. It's going to
No,
be.
your soap doesn't just.
Oh, it
No,
decays.
look. I have. So I don't know about how you guys work with bar soaps, but my bar soap, I use it and then it gets small, and I'm like,
That
I
does
don't want to keep
happen.
using
Right.
it, so I get another one, and I have a bunch of little tiny ones there next to a big one.
Correct.
Right.
What do you do with the little ones?
Eventually, I try to squish them
Yeah,
all together.
yeah, you've got
You're
a mutt
fine.
soap. You've got a mutt
I'm
soap.
trying to squish them all together. But what I'm saying is, the big bar soap, if I'm gone for like a week or whatever, my kids have been in there or whatever, it doesn't. It's not smaller when I come back.
I'm not talking about it's going to, but I'm talking about while you're taking showers and you're using this.
Yeah,
thing,
but then
it's
I'm
water.
like, oh look, now my hands are soapy.
And
Extra
now,
soap.
and also,
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's
holding
okay.
on to this thing, which is now wet soap, and I've got to manipulate this wet soap, and I'm trying to.
I think
it's a complete
I think
catastrophe.
you'll drop it all the time.
I want to see the.
How many times has this happened to you?
Yeah, I want to see like at 3 a.m.
Right.
They're gonna have a product that's just based on countering this.
Right.
And then it'll be Mike,
Yeah.
doing that whole. How many times has this happened to you?
Right.
It like just destroys the
So
soap.
just wrecked.
Oh, okay.
I
So
don't know.
it's a little expensive.
It is.
Well, look, at the end of the day, I think this is revolutionary. And in fact, we came up with a couple of other products
We did.
that
Go
we
ahead, Z.
think
Yes.
should use a very similar methodology.
I was not part of this conversation.
Okay.
Go
Number
ahead.
one,
Yes.
milk instead of in a plastic jug.
Yes.
Comes in a cow?
in a cheese container.
We think cheese. Correct.
Like a skin, like a watering skin made of cheese.
Yes.
You pour out the milk, you drink the milk, then you eat the cheese.
Yes.
Okay?
Right.
Number two, kids juice box,
Yeah.
but the bottle is made from Jello.
Jello.
Okay. I thought
Yes.
you could like hollow out an apple.
That also
That
would
could work as well.
But
That could
that's-
work as
that,
well.
that apple would get gross.
gonna be nasty apple.
Jello
Oh, I'm
stay-
sorry.
Jello is Jello for 80 years.
Jello is going to outlast us all, Tom.
How are we gonna hold the Jello?
The same way you hold the soap.
That's right. It's easier to hold Jello than it
Gingerly.
is to hold soap, Tom.
Oh my word! All right. What's the third product? Where you at?
I had two.
Yeah. I don't
How about
remember.
chocolate milk instead of chocolate thing? That would be better.
That also would work.
That could work, although you have the
Chocolate
same
bar
issue.
with chocolate milk in it.
If you hold chocolate for any period of time,
Mike,
it's
I'd
gonna
like to
melt
say
in
your
hands.
issue. Okay. Mike,
Look.
what's your pick of the week? Is it this one?
No, it is not this one. Although
I like this, man. I have no problem with this. I think it's cool.
If you gave me one of these as a present, I'd be like, that's a cool present.
I'd actually be very thrilled about it. I'm joking because it's funny, but I also love the idea. I like the eco-friendly idea of it too. I think that's great. This was a tough one for me. It's always seemed to be between two. I was thinking either Australia, but I'm going to go with John Company. That's going to be my pick
Wow.
this week.
Oh, I
I'm
wasn't
really,
expecting-
Really excited. Cole Worley has become a designer that I've really. I can't play his games very often because they make my brain explode, but
Right.
I love that his games do not feel like any other game out there. They just don't, and I appreciate that. So when I'm in the mood for something unique, I tend to look towards his game. So I'm hoping it's as good as I've felt about Root and PAX Premier 2nd Edition, and I've already backed Oath. I'm hoping that shows up soon. So
Well, there's information about the first edition
Right.
out there, and
Sure.
that I'm assuming has you interested.
it does indeed, yes.
Well, for me, it was the other one you mentioned. Actually,
good.
Australia was going to be my pick. Though this week there were a lot of good choices,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of big, interesting-looking projects.
Yeah.
But I like Australia. I already know I'm a fan of it, and this extra stuff sounds pretty neat. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just, if you haven't played Australia, it's a really neat sort of amalgamation of weird genres that shouldn't
Yeah.
work together but do.
Train game Cthulhu.
Yeah, it's like a train game and a war game
Yeah.
and Cthulhu, and it's all sorts of stuff.
It
and
is.
it really does come together in a way you'd think it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see it get more stuff.
I've got a guess for Tom's, and I think it's a dark horse.
Really?
I do. I think you picked Boogeyman.
Oh, man.
Was I right?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
I mean, I thought about Mythic Battles because,
Yeah.
I mean, again, I've been wanting to play that, so here's my chance, right?
Yeah.
But there's something about, I want to play horror games
right, that you can...
that are
right.
not gross. I don't know how to explain it. I want it to be like actual horror.
Sure.
And I love that board. I like the theming. It's like cute kids and woo. But it doesn't feel like the game is, I'm not going to be afraid of playing the game.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
no, I had a feeling this was like right up your alley.
Well, I
when
like
saw it.
you were right though. It reminded me of Faceless as soon as I
Yeah.
saw it. Also, it looks like horror game that focuses on the horror, not on the sexy group of teenagers
yeah,
and
for
a
sure.
lost in a
Right,
cabin.
spooky
Ah,
stuff.
my
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
Well, not even just spooky, but just whatever.
That trope in horror
Right.
movies with the teenagers.
This is like, but it's also, I mean, it's closer maybe to Stranger Things, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe. Sure.
All right, let's see.
What did the people pick? I don't know on this
Let's-
one.
I'm gonna go
maybe
with
Mythic
Ragnarok.
Battles. Yeah, Mythic Battles.
Well,
would
we
be
can
my
see right here.
What do
Let's
we
look
got?
at the results, live results.
guess. Yep. Oh, that's close.
That is super close.
Wow.
Let me put the auto refresh on just in case it changed in the
That
last
is
one.
really close.
So Mythic Battles Ragnarok.
By one vote.
Then AuZtralia Big Box.
Two
Let's go
votes.
there so Roy can put up the Mythic Battles Ragnarok. Oh, this is a really long
Man,
page.
that's really close because 2 votes separated 1 and 3. That's pretty good.
that's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, so there was a big spread there. John Company, Boogeyman,
Right.
the Dice Trays, HEXplore it,
Yep.
all the way down to the world's first interactive miniatures. One person voted for that.
Well, I tried.
Were you like secretly on your phone?
No, I was, but I think that's a cooler project than I originally gave it credit for. Once I looked into it a little more.
Alrighty, well, either way, lots of cool stuff. Thanks everyone for watching. We will be back tomorrow. A board game breakfast. Of course, other things are going up. In fact, in just a few minutes, my Summoner Wars 2nd Edition review is going up.
Oh, snap. I can't wait to hear what you said.
I'll tell you off camera.
No, I lose the illusion.
Okay.
Watch it. I need to see and be like, what did Tom Vassell think?
Z's going to be holding his cheese holder, getting ready to drink some milk, and watch that.
And then get me the bread. Put some bread on that.
I'm
good.
Well, they do make soup in a bowl of bread.
Bread bowl, yeah.
That's a thing.
I do love a good bread bowl.
You didn't complain about
Oh,
that.
man, I like bread bowls. So good.
Let's end this. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
Have fun. Soaping up.
Bread bowls.
Yeah.